Good evening and welcome to the Stephanie Humphrey channel and the Stephanie Humphrey broadcast. I am so excited that you have chosen to join us tonight as we continue our discussion on mental health and as we discuss our personal well being and how we can support the mental health and personal well being of others. So, welcome to Sip and Say with Stephanie. How are you all doing this evening? How are you doing emotionally? How are you doing mentally? How are you doing physically? How are you doing socially? How are you doing spiritually? I would love for you to add it to the chat. Let me know how you're doing. I do check to see how you all are doing in the live chat as the broadcast is happening. I also come back and check for those who are listening to the rebroadcast. I do come back and check to see if you've added how you're feeling in the comment section because that is welcomed as well. You are welcome to add your comments live, how you doing, and definitely add them to the broadcast. I mean, to the comment section if you're listening to the rebroadcast. To my podcast listeners, hey, how y'all doing? So excited that you all are here to join us on this discussion. Podcast listeners, I want to give a special shout out to you. Thank you so much for listening to the Stephanie Humphrey podcast. It is truly a blessing to me when I see the number of individuals that are tapping into the podcast. So thank you for listening in, for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for engaging with me on the podcast. I really do appreciate you greatly for tuning in to the Stephanie Humphrey podcast. Woo, woo. So I always like to shout out my podcast listeners because they can't see me unless they do come to my YouTube channel and check out what's happening. So I really do appreciate my podcast listeners, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in to listen to what I have to say. You know, sometimes I'm trying my best to make it good every time, but I know sometimes I might fail. I might fumble. And might have to do a correction, or somebody might have to correct me, and I'm okay with that. I feel like I take correction well, so we receive that too. All right. I was supposed to write some notes ahead of time, but I did not. So I think I'm going to take notes as I go. I actually have on green today in support of Mental Health Awareness Month. It's usually the ribbon is actually a darker green, but the only dark green I have that I feel like would match the mental health awareness ribbon is a sweater, and I just did not want to put on a sweater. So I'm putting on as close to green as I have with short sleeves. I actually have a green light that I have considered putting up. I've considered putting up the green light every year for the last like 3 years. But I have not done it yet. And or did I do it and I didn't like? No, I don't think it's not that I didn't like the way it looked. I don't know what it was. I might have been having trouble with my outside light, the way it's connected. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I didn't put it on. But I'm going to try to do it for next year if the Lord blesses me to live to see it. Or I might put it up tomorrow, at least for the weekend, at least get a couple of days in before the end of the month comes to let my community know that I support those who are navigating mental health concerns, and to all of us who are being trying our very best day to day, sometimes hour by hour, to be healthy mentally. Okay. And so let me get into our Black history facts, and then we will move forward in our discussion on mental health as well as our well-being. I have a lot of definitions that we're going to talk about once I get there, so that we can all be encouraged about what we should do, not only for ourselves, but for our family, for our community, for our everybody, for our everybody that we're willing to connect with and support. Oh, okay. So today is May 28th, 2020. Andrew Jackson signs the Indian Removal Act, which requires tribes to exchange land east of the Mississippi River for territory in the West and leads to the forcible removal of those who resisted. Y'all know white folk always want people of color to do what they want us to do, and then they get mad when we don't want to do it, or they get mad when we resist. Well, child, we don't want to give up our land. We don't want to give up our homes and our properties. White folks sometimes, like, it's hard for them to leave us alone for whatever reason. But it's not pulling up for some reason. And so if it's not pulling up, then I'll find another way to do it, because it does have from a white mob abducts and lynches Laura Nelson and her young son LD, hanging them from a bridge in Okfuskee County, Oklahoma. Child. On May 2020, a white Minneapolis police officer kills George Floyd, an unarmed Black man, by pinning his neck to the ground and choking him, sparking global protests against police brutality. It's been 6 years since Brother Floyd was murdered. I appreciate I don't I appreciate the time. I hate that Brother Floyd had to lose his life. I really do. But I do appreciate the coming together of communities and cities and states as we protested about the death of Brother George Floyd, and the fact that the police, I don't think they were going to do anything about it. They hadn't done anything about it, and I believe that our statewide, citywide, nationwide protests got their attention, and Derek Chauvin was finally charged, and we know that he is serving time currently, even though he's been trying to get out of it since. But he is serving time for the murder. He was convicted and is serving time for the murder of Brother George Floyd. Child. Child. I don't know why my things are not wanting to cooperate with me tonight, because I need these. I need these to pull up so that I can have them to share with you. So as they are coming up, I'm going to give us a few more facts. Should already had them pulled up, but May 27th, 1892, a white mob angered by Ida B. Wells' anti-lynching editorials in the Free Speech and Headlight destroys her Memphis newspaper office. She relocates to Chicago. Child, just leave folks alone. I mean, y'all was lynching folk. Is what y'all was doing. So nobody was supposed to talk about it or speak about it or write about it or shout to the mountaintop that this is happening. Like, man, child. Child. May 29th, 1930, Black families of fallen World War I veterans are forced to travel separately from white mourners on a State Department trip to visit their loved ones' graves. Child. We need to know our history. That's what we do with our Black History Facts. May 30th is the last one. 1943, a series of violent conflicts between white sailors and Latino youth in California during World War II, called the Zoot Suit Riots, breaks out in Los Angeles. I do remember hearing about the Zoot Suit Riots. Man, oh man. Okay, so there's my things there. All right, you all. So you know what? I did not do for what I did not think about doing this ahead of time, but right now I'm thinking about Declaration Day. As Memorial Day was honored, we honored our soldiers that have lost their life during while they served in the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, um, mm, not active duty, but reserves. That's what I'm trying to say, reserves. And I feel like I'm forgetting one. I feel like I'm forgetting one. If I'm forgetting one, y'all add it to the chat. I know I got the four main branches and I have our reserves, but I feel like I'm missing. I keep thinking Coast Guard, but I don't know that the Coast Guard is a part of the military, but that's what I keep thinking about. But I feel like I'm missing one. I feel like it's six. So anyway, you all correct me in the chat. I welcome that correction. I might try to look it up if I can. But actually, Memorial Day, I know white folks always trying to take over stuff, was, and I was not prepared to talk about it, but I'm about to look it up right now together, but I'm about to do it right now. If my computer will cooperate with me, yes, indeed. But the youth, Black youth did, I can't, they decided to honor Black veterans that passed away. Celebration Day happened. That's not what I want. That is not even what I want. Y'all bear with me. I had not planned to talk about this, but I want to because I feel like it's important. There we go. On May 1st, 1865, in Charleston, South Carolina, I need to remember that, just after the Civil War ended, there were newly freed African Americans and some white missionaries wanted to honor Union soldiers who had died in the war. Many of them had been imprisoned in Confederate camps. There was about 257 Union prisoners who died. Either they were either prisoners who died, sometimes from disease. They were buried in unmarked graves. So Black Charlestonians decided to recognize the graves. They built a white fence. They erected an archway that says Martyrs of the Race Course. And about 10,000 people, mostly Black people, participated in this time of decorating or honoring these Union soldiers who had passed away. And so there was about yeah, that's so that was the beginning of, or that was the first Memorial Day to honor the Union soldiers, and it was celebrated by, again, Black Charlestonians, mostly Black Charlestonians, to honor Union soldiers. Decoration Day. So I say Decoration Day. I know it's Memorial Day because why, the America decided to take, y'all understand what I'm trying to say. White folks taking over Black spaces and Black things. But again, Declaration Day was honored May 1st, 1865. And so I honor Declaration Day for all of our Black men and women, our Black soldiers who have passed away in honor of their, not in honor, but in service of their country. I honor them on today, even though it was on Monday. I definitely honor them. I have some more I want to say about that, but I'm just going to let that be. You all can look up Declaration Day for yourself so that you have that information to share. Well, just for yourselves, but to share with your family and friends as well. Hey, Uncle Darnell, glad that you are with us on this evening. Okay, you all, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up. We started talking about Mental Health Awareness Month last week with some signs and symptoms and in adults as well as young people. Tonight, I want to get a little bit more into how we can support each other, how we can support ourselves. I'm going to talk a little bit about suicide and a little bit about youth and young adults as it relates to their mental health. Okay. And then as we have our discussion about our continued discussion about mental health and well-being, we'll talk a little bit more, get into a little bit more information with definitions and things that we can do to have our own healthy mental state and healthy heart state. Okay. Emotions, I say heart. Okay. All right. All right. So you all look. Before I get here, I want to go straight to some statistics. Oh, so this is for youth and young adults. I think I forgot to get or forgot to hold on to the statistic for adults. And so I do want to pull that really quickly because right now I know it's a lot of adults who watch the broadcast. So I don't want to leave us. Pull that up very, very quickly to mental health. There, 1 in 5 United States adults experience a mental illness. 1 in 20 US adults, experience a serious mental illness. 1 in 15 experience both a substance use disorder and mental illness. You all, there are over 12 million adults, United States adults, who have had serious thoughts about suicide. Serious thoughts about suicide. I am one of those 12 million. This has been years ago, at least 25, 30 years ago, at least. And these statistics were, let me give you the date for these. These statistics are from 2020. And we understand that 2020 is when the pandemic hit. So I don't know what the current 2026 numbers are. So I apologize. I don't have those. I don't even know if there's current numbers or not, but these are from 2020. Okay. We recognize a lot was happening during this time because of the pandemic. A lot of businesses, churches, organizations were shut down. We were isolated within our homes, and for some, that isolation weighed heavy, on us. And so, I wanted to, share that information. Um, okay, so one of our. Okay, and then let me see if because I really didn't real I should have checked the dates on these. Some of the information doesn't have a date, but that particular infograph did have a date. But it's still relevant. We'll count it as still relevant. I don't know if there's some 2026 numbers, but if there are, because other infographics don't have dates, but this one does. I will add the link to the 2026 numbers if I can find them. I'll add it to the description. But it's still good to know because there are a lot of adults that do experience mental health. And I feel like those numbers, even though we had a pandemic, I feel like those numbers might still be accurate because the pandemic hit in 2020. So I feel like those numbers may have been before the pandemic, and as well, because the survey had to happen, before, or it could have happened same year potentially, but we just know those are numbers from 2020. Because our youth and young adults, y'all know I work with kids, and even though I work with small kids, I do engage with middle school students and high school students as well. There's a lot of mental health concerns from our young adults and from our youth. So if you have a young adult, I know I'm giving my public service announcement early. If you have a youth or a young adult, teenage preteens around that 10, 11, 12, up to 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. If you have a person in your community, in your family, those age, check in with them to make sure that they're doing okay. There's a lot of pressures that are happening amongst our young people today that I did not experience when I was younger. These cell phones, these tablets, this technology, child, they got a lot going on mentally and emotionally. And it is our responsibility and actually an honor to be able to check in with our young people and see how they are doing so that we can support them if we need to and as we need to. Okay. You all, it's Sip and Say with Stephanie, and I'm gonna push a pause here because I forgot to ask y'all what y'all drinking. Stephanie is drinking straight up H2O, and I'm about to take me a sip. I'm drinking straight H2O. So y'all add what you're sipping on in the chat or in the comment section later. All right, more than 1 in 7 United States youth ages 6 to 17 have a mental health disorder. Did y'all hear what I said? More than 1 in 7. So I'm thinking at least one and a half up to two has a mental health disorder. 40% of US high school students experience persistent feelings of sadness or hopelessness. More than 1 in 3 US young adults between the ages of 18 and 25 experience mental illness. Thankfully, 50.6% of US youth ages 6 to 17 with a mental health disorder receive treatment. I feel like that's nearly not enough. That's a good percentage of young people, but it's nearly not enough considering that there are a lot more that experience mental illness or a mental health disorder. 49.9% of US young adults ages 18 to 25 with mental illness receive treatment. Now we're going to talk about suicide, y'all, because suicide is very real, okay? Suicide is the second leading cause of death among people ages 10 to 14 and among people ages 15 to 24 in the United States. Second leading cause, 10 to 24. That's huge, y'all. That is huge. If you have a young person in this age range, I said 22, I think I stopped at 22, take it on up to 24. If you have a young person, preteen, teenager, young adult, youth in this age range, check in with them. They may be like, everything's all right. Probe. Probe. Meaning, keep asking questions, keep talking. If you feel like they really are okay, you don't have to keep asking questions. If you know something going on, probe. Take them out to lunch. Y'all know young people like to eat. You know, if you are able to go take them on a shopping spree, or at least we're gonna get one outfit and or one pair of shoes. You know, go to the park. Y'all don't even have to spend any money. Go to the park. Look, pack a lunch, go to the park, walk around, or sit down in the grass, take you a blanket. I walk the neighborhood. Like, there are ways to engage young people. What is their favorite thing to do? Are they an artist? Do they enjoy movies or video games? Start there. You know, build that relationship so that when something is happening with our young people, you are one of the trusted adults that they can confide into so that we can get them the help and the support that they need. Okay. Suicide is the second, y'all, we're going to talk about it. Second leading death. So, in the United States overall, just in general, amongst leading causes of death, suicide is the 11th leading cause of death amongst American adults. But again, second with young people and youth ages 10 to 24. That's huge, you all. Among those who die by suicide, 46% of them have a diagnosed mental health condition, and about 90% have experienced symptoms of a mental health disorder. Y'all can, if that's not real enough, y'all, one person dies by suicide in the United States of America about every 11 minutes. And yes, I did pause for a reason because that's staggering. That means in a 60-minute period within 1 hour, 11 times 4, 11 times 5, 5 individuals would have passed away by suicide in 1 hour time frame. That's hard to fathom. That's hard to fathom. 1 in 20 United States adults, which is about 5.5%, have serious thoughts of suicide each year. And just to let you all know that the percentages are highest amongst non Hispanic, multiracial individuals, lesbian, gay, or bisexual individuals. I do not condone that lifestyle, but just giving us the information. Also, non-Hispanic, American Indian, or Alaskan Natives. It's the lowest amongst non-Hispanic, Native Hawaiian, or other Pacific Islanders. Okay. It's the lowest amongst that population. Okay. If you are a person who has started to think about suicide as a young person or as an adult, please, please, please call or text a crisis line 988. You can call or text 988, or you can call 988lifeline.org. I'm sorry, let me try that again. You can call or text 988, or if you would like to chat with someone, you may go to the website 988lifeline.org, 988lifeline.org. Okay, this is the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you feel like you need to take advantage of it, please take advantage of it. Okay. If you're thinking about suicide, please make an appointment with your healthcare professional, whether that's your PCP, your primary care physician, maybe it's your therapist, maybe it's your counselor, some healthcare professional that you are connected to, in touch with, even if it's the public health department. Connect with a healthcare professional to talk with them about how you are feeling and what you are thinking. Suicidal thoughts are a symptom of a larger problem, you all. So it can be treated. Okay, it can be treated. Suicide, from what I understand about suicide, it is a precipitating factor, or it is uh, preceded by precipitating factors. You've maybe if you're in a difficult relationship and you've tried to talk to the person, you try to get out of the relationship, you've tried everything you could, and you feel like suicide, dying is your only way out. I'm just saying there were some precipitating factors, usually that lead people to the point where they are considering suicide. They feel like, what I understand about suicide, people who think about suicide, attempt suicide, or actually commit suicide, they have tried other ways of navigating whatever they're going through, whatever extreme circumstance they might be going through, whatever, repeated test or trial or whatever might be happening in their lives. They have tried other ways to navigate that, and they have come to the conclusion that suicide is their only way to escape. Whew, okay. Let me take a breath. Matter of fact, I'll take a breath. I need to take a breath on this. So let's take a deep breath in and exhale loud. Take a deep breath in and exhale loud. Take another breath in and exhale loud. All right, y'all. Suicide is real. It is real. It's real. So again, let's keep a check on our young people and let them know that you love them. Let them know that you're concerned about them. Let them know that you care. Let them know that you are a trusted adult. But let them know, look, if you tell me you're about to commit suicide or you're thinking about suicide, I'm going to tell your mom and your dad. I mean, you ain't got to say that right away, but I'm going to talk to somebody about this. I remember when I had someone, it was a young person in that age range. They told me that they were contemplating suicide. Yes, I did reach out to the family. I did reach out to a licensed counselor that could support them. I did. That person is still alive and with us today. Whew. Tough topic, y'all. It's a tough topic, but it's real and we need to know about it. And again, stay connected to young people in that age range 10 to 24. As a matter of fact, stay connected to everybody. Children younger than 10, so that that foundation of love and acceptance is already seated within them. So by the time they get to 10, if something is going on, they can reach out to you or their parents or a teacher or another trusted adult. If it's individuals over 24, child, just let's stay in community. We're going to talk about it later, but let's just stay connected to people, check on our people, just stay in community. Okay. All right. Woo, that's tough, y'all. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. All right. So those are the only two things I would like to say about that. So look, you all, if you are a young person, even if you are an older person, but this particular infographic is for young people, but I believe that we can all take information from this. So I just want you to know, young person, seasoned person, every person, you are not alone. I know it seems like sometimes in life we are navigating alone, but there's family. If there's not family, there's somebody in your neighborhood, somebody at your job, somebody at the grocery store, somebody wherever you go regularly or every now and then. There is somebody that is concerned about you. I believe that with every fiber of my being, everybody in the entire world has somebody that is concerned about them. Even the unhoused have people that are concerned about them and fighting to get some affordable housing for them. Think about the people who are sitting, on the side of the street asking for money. There's somebody that's concerned about them because they put some money in their jar, in their cup, or whatever they're, accepting donations in. Somebody, everybody in the world has at least one somebody that loves them, that is concerned about them. Excuse me, you all. My throat is a little dry. I'm hoping I can get through all of this. All right, y'all. So you are not alone. If you are a young person age 6 to 17, if you are a young person ages 18 plus, 18 to 99 to 100, I think I saw the oldest one person I saw, I think it's 110, 110 from age 17 on up. Somebody is concerned about you. That's what I want to say. You are not alone. Somebody is concerned about you. All right. But in particular, young people ages 16 to 18, youth in the United States ages 6 to 17 experience a mental health disorder each year. Okay. Youth within, I'm sorry, 1 in 6. Lord, let me get the statistic right. 1 in 6 United States youth ages 6 to 17. I already gave you that statistic, right? Experience a mental health disorder each year. So, y'all, these are some things like if you are a young person listening and you experience this, or even if you are an adult person experiencing this, talk to somebody, okay? So if you are feeling worried, like extremely worried, extremely sad, if you're contemplating thoughts of suicide, if you're feeling like you don't want to get out of bed for several days, you just want to pull the covers over your head and just stay locked in, if you're feeling any of those things, I encourage you to talk to your family member, whether it's your mom, your dad, your grandma, your granddaddy, your aunt, your uncle, cousin, somebody. Talk to a family member. If you feel like you can't talk to a family member or tell a family member how you're feeling, tell a close friend, tell a teacher or a professor, tell your coach, tell your counselor, tell a faith leader, tell the janitor at the school. Y'all, them janitors be good listeners, and they will get you some help. Let me just tell you, tell the cafeteria worker, or the office staff, tell somebody, please tell someone that you are feeling extremely worried, that you're feeling depressed, that you're feeling extremely sad, and it doesn't seem like you can fight your way through. Please tell somebody. If you don't know what to say, these are a few things that you can say. And again, this is from NAMI, the National, and I can't remember what the A stands for. Let me make sure. Oh, it's not on this one. Oh, there it is. the National Alliance. I always forget Alliance on Mental Illness. Okay, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. This is information from them. You might say, I haven't felt like myself lately, and I don't know what to do. Can I talk to you about it? If somebody says that to you, please stop what you're doing and talk to that person. Please don't tell them I'll get back with you later. Ooh, child, please don't do that. Please talk to them right then, if at all possible. Okay, talk to them right then. They may say to you, or if you're the person who's feeling extremely worried or sad, depressed, something, some of those things. You can also say to a trusted adult or a trusted person, I'm worried about stuff that's going on right now. Do you have time to talk? You can also say, I'm having a really hard time. Will you go with me to see someone? Please, you all, if a young person says that to you, please talk with them. Please go with them to their appointment. If you need to, if you're not the parent or legal guardian, please tell their parent or their legal guardian that they're experiencing some difficulties in their life. The more people that love them and will support them and accept where they are right now, but work towards a better, future for them, making better choices or having healthier outcomes. The more community for that individual, the better. Okay. Some things that we can think about, because sometimes when we're experiencing extreme sadness or worry, it could be a physical condition that we're navigating through. So talk to your primary care physician or a physician at the public health department. Um, so that a physical health condition can be ruled out. Because you're like, maybe, I mean, I don't even know what physical health conditions it might be, and I don't want to speculate. Maybe your blood pressure is low or too high. Maybe if you have diabetes, might need some support with your diabetes medication. There could be a number, it could be cancer, could be some cancer, another illness that's in your body that has not been assessed or diagnosed yet. So talk to your healthcare professional to see if it's actually a physical condition that's causing some of your symptoms. Be honest about what you're feeling. Be honest about what you're going through. Be honest and clear about what you're feeling and about what you're going through, about what you're navigating through. Be honest and be clear. Please do not feel embarrassed. There are many more individuals, probably in your family, in the classroom, at the church, that are having these symptoms as well, but they're just too ashamed. Please do not be ashamed or afraid or embarrassed. Yeah, I done told y'all I have contemplated suicide on more than one occasion. I have experienced worry and loneliness in such a level that I had to check in, like, wait a minute, let's see what's happening here. Is it that some of my health concerns, or what is going on here? Be honest, be vulnerable, be open, be clear about what you're feeling and about what you are experiencing, and also be clear about what you want. If you want to talk to a counselor or a therapist, be clear about that. If you want to, go to your primary care physician or a health professional first, be clear about that. So be clear about what you're feeling. Be honest and clear about what you're feeling. Be honest and clear about what you want to do. Now, the young person that I was talking to that expressed thoughts of suicide, I did ask them, I was going to do it anyway, but I respected them. And I did ask them, do you mind if I talk to your parents about this? Do you mind if I call a counselor to get you some support? They didn't mind. And so that's what I did. So it's okay to ask them what they want, okay? And be respectful of their answer. But if you know you need to contact their family, their parent or legal guardian or a healthcare professional or 988 or 911, be clear as the person that's receiving this information from the person who might be feeling extremely worried or sad. Let them know what you're going to do. Don't let it be a surprise they hear the ambulance coming and be like, "What?" Like, you be honest and clear with them in return, okay? You can also ask for help by or ask the person who is helping you to help you find a counselor or help you find a therapist where you can talk through your problems by way of counselor, or so that you can get more of a treatment plan from a therapist. Okay. So, whatever mental health professional you feel like will support you or help you, then you can seek support from that trusted person or that trusted adult. Um, I want us to remember that it could take some time to get a specialist, especially if we live in a rural community. Rural communities, as we know, sometimes don't have the access that urban communities or suburban communities may have. So, if you live in a rural community, it might take a little bit of time for you to get an appointment with the therapist. Even if you live in an urban or suburban community, it might take a little bit of time because of limited therapists in your area or limited counselors in your area. So, please make sure that you just keep in mind it could take a little while to get an appointment. Please don't be discouraged. If you feel, like you want to talk to a pastor or another minister or leader in the church in the meantime, until you're able to get and until your appointment comes up for that specialist, because maybe you call today and maybe they can't see you until June 15th, but you really want to talk to somebody, maybe somebody at your church, or either that trusted adult that you've already been talking to. Stay in communication with them, or again, if you want to talk to a faith leader, have that conversation with them if you feel like it will support you. Now, if you don't think it's going to support you, don't even go there. Talk to people who you know will give you the support that you need, not tell you what you want, and not always do exactly what you want them to do. Because, like I said, if we need to call 911, oh, best believe I'm about to call 911, and I'm gonna let them know I'm about to call 911 on you. Well, don't say it like that. You could be like, well, I really feel it's best for me to call 911 because they have more specialized services to support you, but I will stay here with you until 911, till emergency services come, and I'll stay with you throughout the process, or at least I'll stay with you until your parent comes, or to your legal guardian comes, or something like that, or your spouse comes, if it's an adult. So just keep in mind, it could take a little bit of time to get an appointment with a specialist. Um, you can always ask if you can get an appointment sooner by asking or letting the specialist know that you're in a crisis, like if you're in a suicidal crisis or another mental health crisis, then just let them know I am in a crisis. Is there anybody in the office who can see me before June 15th, or before whatever the date is? So you can ask and see. Or if they're not able to make an appointment with you, and if you trust another provider, ask them, do you all have a partner organization that I can call? Maybe they have a sooner appointment. Or do you know anybody that you all have collaborated with in the past, or you've heard good references from them and that you can refer me to them? Like, you can always ask that as well, because they sometimes therapists and counselors, when their schedule gets full, they have a colleague that they'll refer people to, just like in the medical field. The doctor that you want to go to, if they're all booked up, there might be somebody else in the office that they recommend, or that they've collaborated with and that they trust and they can refer you to. So ask. Doesn't hurt to ask. While you are waiting, contact your local National Alliance for Mental Health. That's NAMI, where we're at right now. Contact them to see if they can give you additional support or resources. Y'all, NAMI is always here to help. Let me tell you, and they are willing to help. The representative that I talked to, they like, we want more people to help. And this was actually in a rural community. It was an alliance of different organizations that had come together, nonprofits, churches that had come together. We were sharing resources and talking with each other. They're like, we want people to contact us. And they feel like this resource, this NAMI resource, is not widely known. But y'all, you heard it on the Stephanie Humphrey channel, the Stephanie Humphrey podcast. Reach out to them. They may be able to provide, and probably will provide you with other resources and support as you're waiting to talk to the specialist, especially if it's, a couple of weeks wait. All right. So and their helpline, and I will add this to the description later. I'll add their website as well as their helpline. I'll tell it to you now. It's 1-800-950-NAMI. That's NAMI. 1-800-950-6264. 1-800-950-6264. Based on the individuals that I talked to, I'm telling you, they ready to help. They're ready to help. All right. All right, y'all. I think that's all I want to share about that. Oh, my time is leaving, but I'm going to get it done. A few other things that I want us to know for us who are wanting to help a friend or help a young person or help a family member, help a coworker. I want to go over this information with you. Now, I did mention, warning signs last week, but for those who may not have tuned in, I do want to give it to us again. These are 10 common warning signs that someone might be in a mental health, might be having some mental health concerns, or might be experiencing some mental health instabilities, or maybe a crisis potentially. So these are just a few warning signs that we can look for. Again, young person, friend, family member, church member, like these are some things that we can look for. Or if we are experiencing these things within ourselves, then we can get some help for ourselves, okay? So, feeling very sad or withdrawn for more than 2 weeks, seriously trying to harm or kill oneself, or making plans to do so. Because believe it or not, y'all, some individuals, I'm not going to say most because I don't have the statistics, but I do know some, they actually make a plan to commit suicide. Some of them write the note, write a note to their loved one. Some individuals, one I'm thinking about in particular, wrote in a journal some thoughts and different things that were happening with them. Some individuals give things away to people that they love as a way to remember them. Some of them decide, how they're going to, part of that making a plan is how they're going to do it. So, if you're thinking about harming yourself or killing yourself or making a plan to do so, please talk to someone, and I'll give us some support in a minute. Or if a friend, loved one, somebody, coworker, even if it's your enemy, because they know that they don't like you, but they know you a God-fearing person, or they know that you're trustworthy. They may even come to you. If your enemy comes to you, please help them. Please help them. Don't worry about them not liking you. They try to, frame you for from some evil doing at the job or whatever. Forget about all that and help them. Okay, help them. Okay. So if somebody comes to you, your enemy even say that they're thinking about killing themselves, or they've been, making a plan to do so, get them some help. Okay. Other other symptoms: severe, out of control, risk taking behaviors, sudden, overwhelming fear for no reason, not eating, throwing up, or using laxatives to lose weight, significant weight gain or significant weight loss. All of that is one. Maybe I'll give you the numbers to help. So this is number 6: seeing, hearing, or believing things that are not real. Number 7, repeatedly using drugs or alcohol. Number 8, drastic changes in mood, behavior, personality, or sleeping habits. Number 9, extreme difficulty in concentrating or staying still. Not to be confused with ADD or ADHD, which is a separate condition. But if the person has not been diagnosed with that, it's potential that they have that. So again, getting checked out will rule out some other things that might be happening in our body. And number 10, intense worries or fears that get in the way of our daily activities. So, if you see somebody who is experiencing these things, because sometimes we can tell, somebody done lost weight drastically or gain weight, somebody's tired all the time. Like, how's your sleep habits? If they withdraw, like they were maybe the life of the party, like we call them, they were really joyful and friendly, but then they all of a sudden withdraw. Like, these are some symptoms, y'all. If we see this with someone, you start the conversation, you know or you could, yep, something like, I've noticed you're sleeping more, you're eating less. I noticed that you've lost, weight, you've gained a lot of weight. I noticed that you're feeling tired, all the time. I noticed that, you've seen kind of withdrawn from everybody. We've been talking and getting to know each other, but now you've pulled back, and I just want to check in. How are you doing? Is everything okay? How's your heart? That's my question. How's your heart? So let them know that I'm here for you if you want to talk. We can go to the break room. We can go have lunch together. Maybe you want to wait till Saturday. We can go get some coffee or tea or breakfast or whatever. Offer a space and place that they can talk to you about what's going on. Just be available to them. You can also say, like, if somebody says, I'm just really having a not so great day for the last several days, or yeah, I'm not having a great day for the last several days or for the last several weeks. You can say, tell me more about what's happening. Why have you not been having good days? I would like to understand what's going on with you so that I can help you find a solution. We can work on it together. You can also say, if somebody approaches you with these, or if you notice something, especially if they approaches you in particular, you can say, it worries me to hear you talking like this. Let's talk to someone about it. Especially if you hear somebody putting themselves down excessively, or there's a project that you all are working on, and maybe things need to be tweaked or didn't quite get right, and the person is taking it really hard. You can say, it really worries me to see you like this, or to hear you talking bad about your part in the project, or maybe you didn't get a good evaluation. It saddens me to hear you. It saddens me or worries me to hear you talking about this. So would you like to talk about it? Or we can talk to someone else if you don't want to talk to me. Those are some ways that you can start the conversation. You can also offer your support by saying, I really want to help. What can I do for you right now? Like, what do you need right now in this moment? Maybe they need a hug. Maybe they just need somebody to sit quietly with them and be present with them. Maybe they need you to walk them down to, a supervisor, so that they can tell the supervisor, like, I'm really feeling some difficult things. I would really like to go to my doctor's office to see if I can get an appointment with them, so that I can talk to them about how they're feeling. They might just need you to walk with them to the supervisor to have that conversation. Whatever way you can support them, ask them, what can I do for you right in this moment? And you can also ask them, what can I do for you? We talked about a solution for right now. We've talked to the supervisor. The supervisor says, please go take care of yourselves. What's next? Do you want me to drive you there? Do you want me to call your spouse? Do you want me to call your friend? Like, how can I support you? Here's my number. Text me. Let me know you got there. You can always offer follow up or next step support. You can also say, would you like me to go with you to a support group or a meeting? You can also say, let's sit down together and look for places to get help. I can go with you too. So you can get on the website, go to NAMI and see what's available to you. You can go to Mental Health America and see what's available. There might be a mental health office in your community. You can, look on and see that maybe there's a therapist or a counselor that you want to talk to, help them find resources to support them, and offer to go with them if you're able to do that. If you feel safe and comfortable to do that, if you're able to do that, offer to go with them. And simply be a friend, be a coworker, be a enemy friend. I don't know, just be there for them, be a support, be a friend, be a help to whoever is in need. Okay, avoid saying things like, you'll get over it, toughen up, child, you fine, you all right, it's okay, it's gonna get better. Don't do that. Don't. It might not get better right now, like that, or they might need some help for things to get better. So don't be saying that. Like when we say to kids, oh, they cry, oh, it's okay, it'll be all right. Don't say that. Don't even say it to the children. Let them sit with their feelings, and you sit with them and talk it through. Talk it through, even with the children. Yes, a birth through kindergarten educator, birth through kindergarten licensed educator is telling you, do not tell your children to get over it. It's going to be okay. It's all right. Sit with them and let them process their feelings. It will help lead to emotional stability and emotional regulation, which we're going to get to in just a few minutes. I'm going to try to get done by 8, and I think I will. All right. So avoid those things. Avoid saying those things. If you feel yourself saying it, zip your lips. Zip your lips. It's not helpful. We can also learn more about mental health conditions ourselves, so that we can support our family members, our friends, coworkers, people in our church or community when we see them, or when we see them experiencing some of these symptoms. There's also, let me write it down so I can give you the link, for mental health first aid. I talked about it last week, but I've taken mental health first aid, and I told you I think I'm gonna try to do a refresher soon. I've taken the mental health first aid for adults, but they do have one for young people that I have not taken yet, and I've been thinking about taking it. Mental health first aid, I just need to take the time, like be able to take the time to commit to it. It was a day long. I think we did it from like 8 to 5. It was a day long training, and y'all, it was emotional and it was beautiful and it was real. Like, we did some real life situations. We watched videos. In addition to getting the information, we watched videos about real life situations. Y'all, it's real out here in these streets, let me tell you. So anyway, I'll put the link in the chat and or the description. Okay, also tell your friend, you can tell your friend that it will get better, that it gets better, especially if you've experienced it. If you have, I know I just said don't tell your friend it'll get better, girl. Okay, so my bad if I told you to say that and I wasn't supposed to tell you not to say that. I apologize. You can tell them that it will get better or it does get better, especially if you're speaking from personal experience. Okay, you can also let them know that there is help available, that there is support available. And again, I will help you find that help and support. Okay. All right, y'all. That is all I want to say about mental health, and supporting ourselves and each other. I'm going to go to the chat just in case because I've been on the infographics. So let me just see if there's any questions or any thoughts. Oh, Uncle Darnell said he's drinking some H2O as well. Thank you for, I know I asked that question a long time ago, but thank you, Uncle Darnell. All right, you all, I just gave y'all a lot of information. We are about to go into a new part. So we're going to take a minute and do a mindfulness practice. So I invite you to find yourself in a comfortable position, whether that is seated, standing, lying down. If you feel safe and comfortable to do so, I invite you to close your eyes. If you feel safe and comfortable to do so, or you may soften your gaze and focus on an item in the room that brings you peace, or you may simply keep your eyes open. We are going to do a 2-word check-in. So I want you to check in with yourself. After getting all of that really heavy information, check in with yourself and see, how are you feeling? How is your heart? How are your emotions? How's your thoughts right now? How's your body feeling? Check in with you. And now I invite you to consider 2 words that describe how you're feeling in this moment. Do you feel stressed? Did I make you more stressed with this information? Are you feeling stressed and overwhelmed? Are you feeling stressed but hopeful? Are you feeling joyful and at peace? Like, what 2 words will describe how you're feeling in this moment? And I invite you to add it to the chat. If you're listening to the rebroadcast, add it to the comment section. Let me know how you are feeling right in this moment. I'm actually going to go ahead and type mine in the chat. I'm actually feeling hopeful and I don't know, I'm feeling hopeful and I'm feeling concerned. I think I'm feeling concerned for all the people who may not have this information. I feel concerned for all the people who may feel like they're by themselves. I feel concerned for people who don't think they have anybody or don't think that anyone cares about them. But I'm also feeling hopeful that this information is getting to you. I am feeling hopeful that there will be individuals that will let those who may be feeling lonely or alone or like nobody cares, that there are individuals who will let them know, I care. I care about you. I'm concerned about you. If you want to talk to me, I am available. These are my office hours. No, you don't have to say that. Like, don't be calling me. I mean, I prefer you not call me at 2 o'clock in the morning, but if you need me, you can call me. So you can put guidelines there, but you can also, if they're not able to call you at 2 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, you can always give them the 988 um, number so that they can call or text that number to get the support that you need. You can also give them the website, which I'm going to add to the description, so that they can chat with someone right then. Okay. All right, y'all. Awesome. Oh, so Uncle Darno said he is feeling at peace, and he is feeling informed. Thank you so much for sharing that information. Your 2 word check in. Uncle Darno, thank you so much for sharing. Okay, y'all, we're going to get into our next and final part. These are a lot of definitions, but I think it's important for us to understand terminology. Terminology, I've learned, is very, very important. Because see, my definition of something may not be your definition of something. When I say child, I know what I mean when I say that, but it could mean something to somebody else. Like we saw amongst our legislators when Representative Jasmine Crockett said it to another representative. I can't remember who it was. She was like, child. And that representative was like, I'm not your child. Two different definitions, two different meanings, child. Come on, somebody. So let's talk about some terminology. All right, y'all. So this is where I told you last week we're going to talk about mental health and our well-being. This is a mental health and well-being section, and we're really going to focus on our well-being. All right, so health. All right, y'all. Don't y'all get mad about me telling y'all to go to y'all doctor's appointments, especially if you are a male on this broadcast. Listen to the podcast, listen to the rebroadcast or live. Don't y'all get mad when I tell y'all to go to the doctor. Let me put my glasses down like a teacher. Go to the doctor. Okay. But before I get there, health means our overall physical, mental, emotional, and social functioning. Our health is our overall physical, mental, emotional, and social functioning. Most of us are able to get our physical, mental, emotional, and social functioning checked because many of us have health care, whether it's with our job, whether it's through the Affordable Care Act, previously known as Obamacare, sometimes still known as Obamacare, whether it is through low cost services with the public health department, whether it is veteran affairs or the VA, the Veteran Affairs Hospital. Most of us have some type of way that we can get our health assessed, managed, taken care of. Okay. We do this by going to our yearly physical exams. Don't y'all miss y'all yearly physical exams. I remember even during the pandemic, I was still going to my doctor's appointments. I went to get my physical. I went to get my mammogram. I did not stop my doctor's appointments because of the pandemic. I did, however, mask up. Child, I was masked up real good. I always keep sanitizer on me. Pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, any pandemic, no pandemic. I'm going to have some sanitizer on me. If I don't have a sanitizer on me, something going on. We was at my and y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. We were at my uncle's funeral, and I don't know. I'd switched bags, and I've been dogged on. I forgot to put my sanitizer in my bag. So we're at the funeral, and my brother's wife was like, asked my sister, "Do you have some sanitizer?" She was like, "Stephanie got some," because my family know I'm gonna have some. I'm not OCD that I'm aware of. I've never been diagnosed, but and when I said I didn't have any sanitizer, my sister was looking at me like, "What's wrong with you, girl?" Because they know I'm gonna have. It's gonna be in the car. It's gonna be in my bag. I think I have the bags that I know I done sidetrack y'all. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna reel myself in a minute. The bags that I take regularly already have a sanitizer in it. Like every bag that I regularly take for working with the youth at church. I know I got to go to the grocery store. It already has a sanitizer in it, so I don't even have to worry about switching it out. That's just how I'm gonna need some sanitizer. I keep it in the car. Like I'm gonna have some sanitizer on me. So anywho, I was masked up, sanitized up. That is beside the point. Keep your yearly physical exams. That's what I'm talking about. Keep your yearly physical exams. Your excuse me, y'all. Let me get some water out of my throat. But I'm gonna get through this. Your dental visits, which are twice a year, one every 6 months. Keep your dental appointments, keep them teeth right. I tell the young people, take care of your free teeth so you don't have to pay for them later. even though some of us eventually might have to get dentures, but try your best to take care of your free teeth so you don't have to take care of them later. Make sure that you're going to your eye appointments. You should get your eyes checked once every year. I did not know that until about 10 years ago. Well, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Maybe about 7 years ago. And I've been getting my eyes checked ever since, faithfully. Matter of fact, I need to call. I think my next appointment is in August. I need to call to find out exactly when. Um, or I might have my dental card over there. Anyway, I'm not my dental card, but my eye appointment card over there. Physical yearly exam, mammogram once a year. Get your prostate check, men. Get your dental, like I said, once every 6 months or twice a year. Get your eyes checked. Get your check from the rooter to the tutor. If you have a therapist or a counselor, keep your appointments for that as well. That's part of your overall health as well as your mental health and well-being. We talk about that in a second. Make sure that you are keeping your regular appointments, you all. And if there are any specialty appointments that your doctor signed you up for, child, when I say I've been checked from the rooter to the tutor, because my doctor don't play about me and my health, keep those appointments as well. I had an appointment out, like, I don't even want to talk about it right now. Maybe I'll talk about it later. Anyway, keep your appointments. If an emergency comes up, reschedule your appointment. Y'all miss your mammograms and your prostate checks and your physical exam. Don't miss your eye appointment or your dental appointment. If you do, because of an emergency, reschedule those. Those are vital to make sure that our overall physical health, mental health, emotional health, and social health is functioning in a way that is right and healthy for us. Okay. We need to make sure our health is maintained. We want to stay around. Y'all have heard me say this before. I'm going to keep saying it. We want to stay around as long as the good Lord allows us to. Part of that is our faith without works is there. Part of that is us taking care of ourselves, keeping our doctor's appointments, eating healthy, exercising, having good mental health and physical health and emotional health and all of that. We talking about it all, okay? Now, and y'all know what I've noticed over the last, I don't know if your PCP does this, but what I've noticed over the last maybe 10 years, maybe even longer, that now your primary care physician, and also because y'all know I went some years, about 30 or so years ago, without, I went through a time without any health insurance. I would go to the local community health department. And even there, they would ask, do you feel safe at home? Have you fallen in the last 90 days? They ask you questions that really impact your emotional health and your mental health. Like, if you don't feel safe at home, here are some resources to support you. Y'all, I've even had my doctors ask me, do you have food? Like, do you have food security at home? Like, it was like food security. What was the other one? I wrote it, I typed it in so I wouldn't forget to check to tell y'all. Oh, do you feel safe at home? We talked about that. Do you have a home? Are you experiencing food insecurity? Because they actually had a resource list. Because at one time, I got a resource list from somebody. I don't know if it was my doctor. That could have been social services. But anyway, I've had doctors to ask me about the food insecurity, about feeling safe at home. That is good, y'all. Like, when I first started getting those questions, I was like, this is interesting. But I was like, well, it's a part of our health. Child, if your doctor's not asking you that, ask them, like, well, where's my question about food insecurities? And do I feel safe at home? Or do I have a home? Or whatever the case may be. That's important, y'all. That's good. Like, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Because again, our health, physical, mental, emotional, and social functioning. Okay. All right, y'all. And so we know y'all know our doctors, they check us from the root of the tutor. They draw the blood from one of these arms. They're gonna get some blood. So they can check our LDL and our HDL, check our blood pressure, check our weight. Lord, they love to check your weight, love to stick you, get your BMI, your body mass index, check your red blood cells, your white blood cells, your platelets. They be checking stuff. I be looking on my sheet. They be checking stuff I didn't even know they supposed to be checking, the serotonin and all the just your AC1. Like, child, they check you from the root. That blood, like our fingerprints, our blood tells us almost all that we need to know about what's going on in our body. We're gonna find it in that blood or that urine, but usually that blood gonna tell us everything we need to know about this body. So keep your checks. Okay, keep your checks and watch your numbers. I watch my numbers. Watch your numbers. So my doctor gives me a care plan. Now, sometimes I follow, sometimes I don't. That's a whole different conversation. But when your doctor gives you a care plan, Stephanie, you need to follow it. All of us, we need to follow the care plan. I follow it for the most part, but the exercising I haven't been following. And she told me again when I saw her this week, okay, doc, I know. Child, she had an intern in there trying to, just getting at me in front of the intern. Like, I did not feel embarrassed, but it was what it was because she's telling me what I need to know to be healthy. Okay. So let's follow the care plan of our doctors, talking to myself first partaker. And also just watch your numbers because based on those numbers is where my doctor keeps the healthcare plan for me. And you can make some adjustments for yourself. I know for me, I can actually click a link to get more information about the different things that are happening, with my body and with my test results. And I don't know if you have access to that or not, but even if you don't, the World Wide Web is available for all. If you don't have a computer, you have your cell phone, tablet. Most of us have some type of technology where we can check information about what's going on in our body, or we can check our numbers. The public library is available to all. You just have to have a library card, and it is absolutely free to sign up in your area. Okay. That's another option that you can go and do research. I'm not telling you to look up personal things there, but you can do research about what's going on in your body. Come on now, there's a resource, there's something for all, Our tax dollars pay for the public library, so let's take advantage of that as a resource if we need it. Okay, I done talked a lot about that. We're not gonna get finished at 8 o'clock. I'm gonna just let y'all know right now, but I get as close as I can. Our well-being speaks to our overall quality of life. Our well-being speaks to our overall quality of life. Are we satisfied? Are we living a fulfilling life? Are we at peace? Are we happy? All of that speaks to our well-being, our overall well-being, speaks to the quality of our life. How are you living? Are you enjoying life? Are you having fun? I'm not saying that you're smiling all the time, and I'm not saying that everything is running through the meadows, smelling the roses and the daisies, because we do have test trials and things that we're navigating. Death comes to everybody, sickness could possibly come to you or a family member. So life's trials are still happening, but overall, you are satisfied with your life. Overall, you are feeling happy and joyful. Over, you are fulfilled in your life. If you are not feeling fulfilled, if you're not happy, if you're not satisfied, I encourage you to do a self assessment and find out why, because maybe there's some adjustments that you need to make in your life. Like maybe you need to get out in the community and do some more things, which we're going to talk about. Maybe you need to change your diet because some foods can leave us feeling sluggish and tired. So maybe you're not really fulfilled or you're not satisfied. You're not happy because your body's sluggish. You're carrying excessive weight. You got different things because you're eating a lot of greasy foods, unhealthy foods. I'm just saying, child, do a self-assessment, find out what's going on with yourself. And then if you need to talk to a licensed health professional, please do that. Okay. We want you. Let me take a sip. We want you to be happy. We want you to live a fulfilling and satisfied life. Okay. John 3:2. I wish above all that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. If you're not feeling happy or satisfied or fulfilled, check in. Check in with yourself and check in with a healthcare professional. Okay, if that's what's needed. Our mental health is our psychological, emotional, and social well being. It impacts the way we think, how we feel, how we act, how we handle stress, how we relate to others, how we engage with others, and how we make choices. If you make choices emotionally, you need to check in with your mental health. If you are a person who gets angry because somebody accidentally bumps you in the grocery store, and that happens all the time, you need to check in with your mental and your emotional state. If you are a person who goes from 0 to 1,000 in 0.002 seconds, you need to check in with yourself because something, your emotional well-being is off. So check your emotional well-being meter, okay? If there's a person that that's just got what we call a chip on their shoulder, they just got an attitude, Child, you bring them some roses. I don't want roses. I like daisies. You bring them lunch, maybe some pizza and a salad. I didn't want no salad. I wanted fries. Like if you know somebody that just got an attitude about everything, child, we was on vacation and there was a lady. We were sitting waiting for the either the parade that just went by. We was waiting for the parade. We were sitting there talking to her. Seemed like she was doing some complaining. So we were offering her encouragement and support. Everything we said, she shot us down. So we just was quiet. I know I was quiet. Mostly, yeah, my little group was just quiet and let her talk, child. I mean, she just had a pessimistic attitude about life. Or maybe I should ask her, ma'am, how was your heart? How was your mental health? But I didn't think about it at that moment. But child, if you got somebody that's just pessimistic all the time, just nothing is going their way ever. Everything is woe is me. Child, tell them they might need to get some help. They might need to get their mental health checked. They might need to go to their primary care physician or another licensed healthcare professional to get checked out. Okay, I'm just saying they might need some help. Okay, if you have feelings of worry and depression, anxiety. We've talked about those things, and it's for an extended time, like 2 weeks was one of the suggestions. Then please get some help. There might be something happening. Could be something happening in your body, like a sickness that has not yet been diagnosed, or it could be, you need to see a counselor or a therapist. Okay, so that's our mental health. We should all strive to have a healthy mental health. One of the things that I say, you all have heard me say this numerous times before. If you're new to the channel or the podcast, you may have never heard me say it before. No is a complete sentence. It is okay for you to tell people no. Yes, I have told elder family members no. Yes, I have told supervisors no. Yes, I have told pastors no. Yes, I have told friends no. Yes, I have. Sometimes I've told myself no. No, Stephanie, you cannot have that fast food today. I don't care if it is a cheese quesadilla. No, you cannot make your cheese quesadilla at the house. Like, yes, I've had to tell myself no before. Saying no is a ministry. I call it the ministry of no. Praise the Lord. If you cannot do it, if your schedule is full, even if you don't want to do something that you're being asked to do, child, it's okay to say no. And with a supervisor, I was gentle. Let me take a sip. She asked me to do something I was not willing to do, and I gently told her no. Or did I say it with attitude? I think I was gentle. That's about 9 years ago. I think I was gentle. And thankfully, she accepted my no. Because I was prepared. She did, and I was prepared for my next step. But thankfully, it was respectful. It was for a place. If you are respectful and come from a place of humility when you're telling people no, I feel like they will accept that. Okay? I'm going to get into something else about that a little bit later. So take care of your mental health. Do some yoga if that is, if that's what you want to do. Some people in the faith, in the Christian world, in the faith think yoga is demonic. And if you do, then I respect that. I respect your thoughts on that. But if yoga is something that you can incorporate in, mindfulness practices, breathing techniques, mindful movement. If you don't like the term yoga, mindful movement, just doing some stretches and different poses, whatever you can do, take walks, smell the roses, smell the flowers, go to a flower shop and look at all the beautiful blooms, go to the park, read a book. Child, come on, sometimes you just want to read a good romance story or a good mystery to get your mind off things, or just to engage in an adventure. Come on, somebody, there are plenty of ways that we can take care of our mental health. Saying no sometimes. Child, look, let me tell you something about these technology devices. Shut them technology. You don't need to sleep with your phone beside your bed. Child, only time I slept, I used to sleep with the phone in my room for the alarm to make sure that my alarm went off. Then I was using another tech device to do that. Child, now I don't even, for the last this year, and my phone was never a distraction to me. Like there have probably been maybe one or two times, maybe 10 to 15 times since I've had a cell phone, for the years that I've had a cell phone. And probably when I first got it, I slept with the cell phone beside me. But I would say for the last probably 15 years, I ain't sleep with no cell phone in my bed. Ain't no way in the world that that's going to happen. Now, there was a time that I did sleep with a cell phone like right next to my bed because I would sleep through my alarms. I would be sleep alarm going off. I'm just and would wake up, child, and that only happened a few times, but it happened enough times that I slept with the phone. Like I put a little stand right beside my bed and put the phone like right where my head was, so I would be late for work. So there was a short time that did happen. Other than that, like now, my phone is not even in my room with me. When I'm asleep, like there's no technology devices in my room. I don't have a TV in my room. Never had a TV in my room since I've been in my home, because that's not what the bed is for. That's not what my bedroom is for. And so I can watch TV in other rooms of the house. So um, turn your tech device off. Don't sleep with your tablet. Don't sleep with your cell phone. Put it in a whole other room. Shut it off if you're able to do that. If you're not able to do that, because emergencies do arise in the middle of the night, then keep your cell phone on. I'm in one room. My cell phone be in a whole other room, even with my alarm going, because I get so that I'm used to waking up the early hour that I wake up. Or even if it's another room, I do hear my phone. I hear my alarm, and then sometimes the Holy Spirit just wakes me up before my alarm goes off, let me know it's time for you to start your work day, or it's time for you to get ready for church, or whatever the case may be, time for you to go to that Saturday event. And so I'm naturally waking up now. But keep your tech device away. It will help your mental health to keep your tech device away. Shut it off for 24 hours and let your family and friends know I'm about to shut my cell phone off for 24 hours. If you need something, call somebody else. I get with y'all around the way. Okay. All right. Let me keep going. Emotional well being. Emotional well being is our ability to accept our emotions, understand our emotions, and manage our emotions in healthy ways. Child, you better know what makes you angry. You better know what makes you sad. Excuse me. You better know what irritates you and what agitates you. I know what irritates and agitates me. Get in a car with me and you will find out what irritates and agitates me. Y'all pray for me here. We ought to know what we consider triggers or warning signs within ourselves with our emotions. I know who and what makes me happy. I know who and what's gonna make me laugh out loud. Come on in here, somebody. I know. I know. I'm well aware of my emotions. I'm very in tune to my feel. There's a song that I sing with my young people. It's okay to be happy. I'm not gonna sing it for y'all because y'all ain't a part of Auntie, so y'all don't need the song. But I did make up a song for them, just as we talk about our emotions. So when I talk to young people about our emotions, I sing that song first, and then go into the teaching. But yes, we need to know what our emotional state is at any given moment and accept how we're feeling. When I get angry, I accept that. I'm angry. I am mad right now, and I know when I'm there, I need to steal away to Jesus so I won't harm anybody. I need to steal away to Jesus so I won't say something that I shouldn't say. Steal away to Jesus so I won't just do something that I'll regret. Okay. So we all accept how we're feeling: happy, sad, celebration, tired, sleepy, frustrated, agitated, irritated, joyful, whatever it is, accept it and understand why you feel the way you feel, and then manage your emotions in a healthy way. If you know that you're quick tempered, then you need to have a plan for yourself whenever you feel that anger or that temper rising. If you get upset easily, you need to have a plan for yourself. My plan, like I said, if I get angry, I'm gonna steal away to Jesus. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Whew, I'm gonna walk away. Y'all just having some throat concerns. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna go pray. That's number one. I'm gonna go pray. I'm gonna probably go do some breathing exercises along with my prayer, in addition to my prayer, or after my prayer, maybe before my prayer, so I can be right with the Heavenly Father when I talk to Him too. And so, just have a plan for yourself for those negative emotions. That I shouldn't say negative because they're not negative. That's not right. Forgive me for saying that. All of our emotions are valid, and are meaningful to our lives. Okay, so they are not negative. We can manage them in negative ways, but none of our emotions are negative. We need to know what they are and manage them in a healthy way. Make a plan for ourselves when we are feeling those unpleasant emotions. Okay. Our emotional well being also includes us having a sense of purpose and satisfaction with life. It also is about us being resilient through the tests and trials that inevitably come with life and being able to cope with that stress, that test, that trial in healthy ways. Okay. When you are experiencing death, sometimes sudden death can be so it's definitely life altering. Sometimes, even when you know someone is going to pass away because they've been sick for a long time and maybe they've been given a certain time to live, even though the doctors say certain time, God knows what he's doing. But even when death comes, try it's enough just to break anybody down. Let me just tell you. But we need to have a plan for ourselves. Like I know I need to make a plan for myself too because I think I take death well initially, but the aftermath is where I'm just like processing through. And I do that. I process through. I pray. I take a minute to check in with myself. I check in with other people, to see how they're doing because that helps me cope and navigate through what I'm feeling. So it's good to have a plan for ourselves, especially if we work, just thinking about doctors and other firefighters, police officers who are even teachers nowadays who work in high stress jobs. It is good to have a plan for yourself when you are experiencing stress. How are you going to handle it? Are you going to steal away to Jesus like I do? Are you going to get the teachers together on our break? Let's do some mindfulness practice. Let's do some breathing together. Let's check in with each other. Do you have a friend that you can call, or call your spouse? Or someone else that you trust, you can call them and be like, look, I'm feeling really stressed out right now. Can you listen to me while I share this with you? Or can I pray with you? Or whatever the case may be. So have a plan for yourself when you are experiencing emotions that may be unpleasant. Okay. Or when you're going through the tests, when a tests and trials they come, already have a plan have a plan in place for what you're going to do. And that's what I was going to say. Individuals that have a high stress job, but also if you live in a family where there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of tension, it might be abuse happening. Make a plan for yourself for how you will navigate that. Maybe talk to a trusted adult. Maybe go outside and walk the neighborhood to get some fresh air. Maybe sit outside and journal. Make up yourself even in those situations so that you can have a healthy emotional well-being. Okay. Do want to share with you information about poor emotional well-being. Okay, if you have poor emotional well-being, it includes persistent negative emotions, difficulty managing stress, a lack of emotional expression. Um, okay, let me read what it says. Impact of poor emotional well-being is persistent negative emotions, difficulty managing stress, or a lack of emotional expression. All of these things can lead to feelings of loneliness, low self esteem, and they can also increase the symptoms of anxiety, worry, and depression. Having poor emotional health can put us at risk for health problems, including mental health concerns. So, again, it is important that we accept our emotions, understand our emotions, and manage our emotions. If you don't know how to do that, talk to your healthcare provider, see if they can put a plan in place for you, see if they can recommend a counselor or a therapist that you can go and talk to, and let them help you put a plan in place for your emotional well-being. Okay, for you to have healthy emotional well-being. All right, social well-being. After social well-being, I think I'll do another mindfulness practice with us, because I know I've given a lot more information. I have just a little bit more, y'all. I think we can get finished maybe around about 8:15. Social well-being as our ability to develop and maintain healthy relationships. I did not realize the impact of my body. Hold on, y'all. Social well-being is our ability. Yeah, y'all are seeing some things in real time. Okay. Social, but I'm fine. I really am okay. Just navigating through in a healthy way. Social well-being is our ability to develop and maintain healthy relationships. It is our interconnectedness to people. It also involves our roots and our participation in family events, community events, church events, work events, those types of things. Okay. All of us should have a healthy social life. Okay. It doesn't mean that you go every time your friends call, your family call to go to an event here, go to an event there. Doesn't mean you have to say yes every time, but sometimes say yes. If there's a community event going on in your city or in your state or in a neighboring state, call up some friends and be like, let's go. If something's happening, maybe there's a big 3-day festival happening at a friend who lives out of state or a family member who lives out of state, and you have the time to take off, go enjoy the festival with them or go enjoy that event with them. Concerts, performing arts centers, outdoor events. Summertime, at least in my area, they have summertime movie nights. So you can go and join with the community and watch movies. You just bring your own food, popcorn, or whatever. It's just on the big screen. Bring your own lawn chairs and blankets and all that. Go out and enjoy that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop talking soon. But I'm gonna try to get through this quickly because I only have a little bit more to go. I'm gonna try to get through it. So go to those social events. I think I have some more of that later. Yep, so I do have more of that later, so I'll stop there. So have a healthy social life. Y'all make some friends, get to know people, enjoy engaging with people. If you don't know how, um, if you're a shy person, maybe ask somebody to help you navigate those social settings, those events, that interconnectedness. Get a buddy that can help you and support you through your shyness or help and support you through not knowing how to engage with people. Oh, y'all, I do have to stop talking. So let me see if I can read what I wrote so I can get through this. All right, so emotional rate. Oh, I said I was going to do a practice with us. So let's do a weather report, you all. So if you feel safe, if I invite you to sit, get yourself. Let me relax. I invite you to settle yourself into a seated position, standing position, lying down, whatever um, way that you want to get comfortable in this moment. I invite you to do that now. If you feel safe and comfortable to do so, I invite you to close your eyes, or you may soften your gaze and focus on an item in the room that brings you peace, or you may keep your eyes open. I invite you just to take a moment to see how you're feeling. I just gave you a lot more information with the definition. So take a moment to check in and see how you're feeling. A lot of times we get up in the mornings or at night, we listen to the weather report. If it's going to be rainy, stormy, cloudy, sunny, we want to know so that we know how to dress our kids, and just how to prepare for the day. And so I invite you to think about how you are feeling in this moment as it relates to weather. Are you feeling sunny? Because this is great information? Are you feeling stormy because it's too much information? Are you feeling cloudy with a chance of sun coming? How are you feeling in this moment? I invite you to choose one word, one weather related word that describes how you feel. Get it in your mind. Take a deep breath in, exhale out. If If your eyes are closed or gaze is soft, and I invite you to refocus in the room. If you want to, you can add that weather report to the chat, or you can add it to the rebroadcast if you're listening later. I'm feeling a little stormy because my voice is failing me. So I'm feeling a little stormy. I'm not really happy about it, but it's okay. But that's how I'm feeling in this moment. So if you want to add it to the chat, feel free to do so or add it to the rebroadcast later. I'm going to take a sip of water. I got a few more sections and we're going to be done soon. I'm gonna read what I wrote to cut down on some of my ad libbing. But if I need to ad lib, I'm gonna ad lib. Emotional regulation is something that I'm already ad libbing. I'm an educator, birth through K licensed educator. I work with children ages 3 to 5, and we teach emotional regulation to our babies because this is something that every child, every young person, every teenager, every adult needs to know. And we have a lot of adults walking around who do not understand or know anything about emotional regulation. So let me read what I wrote. Emotional regulation is the ability to recognize our emotional state, manage our emotions as not to cause harm or hurt to ourselves or others, and it is ability to respond to our emotional experiences in healthy ways. Y'all can navigate through that definition, break it down for yourself a little bit later. Prime example that I think everyone has seen or experienced. You are in the grocery store and a child points to or hands their adult, whether it's their parent, whatever adult they're with, a box of cereal or a bag of candy. The adult says, "No, no," and the child throws a fit. That is a lack of emotional regulation. Now, if it's a 1 year old or a 2 year old, okay, they don't have it yet. But if it's a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 year old throwing a fit, whether they fall on the floor or whether they stomp around, because yes, I have had, I mean, I have not have had, but I have seen 5 year olds stomp around out and about. And child, the teacher instinct in me want to act like I'm their parent or they trusted adult, not they trusted adult, not necessarily, but the adult that's with them, but I walk away. Praise the Lord. We've all seen a lack of emotional regulation in children, and many of us have probably seen it with adults as well. Okay. Um, and now let me read what I wrote. There are grown people, men and women, walking around here that do not understand the word no. And sometimes when we don't understand the word no, then it can affect our we think that it's an attack against us, whereas actually somebody didn't teach you that no is a complete sentence. And there are people in the world that's going to tell you, no, you cannot have that job. No, you're not able to get a raise. No, we are not going to engage in sexual activities. No, we are not going to engage in this business decision. No. And the example that I thought about that I did put it in my notes, when a man approaches a woman and she says no, his response is, "Oh, she is playing hard to get." No means no. There's no middle ground there. It's no. Men, and this happens with women sometimes too. They may approach a man and he says no, and she's still trying to pursue them. That's where stalking comes into play, and potentially sexual assault, potentially rape can come in because you done told somebody no, but they think they're supposed to have whatever they want because they've always gotten what they want. Nobody taught them how to say no. Nobody taught them how to navigate their emotions or their desires, things of that nature. And so it might become a problem as they become an adult. Not only that, there are adults, we talked about it earlier, who get angry over the simplest of things, have all this attitude. They've never learned how to recognize, accept, and navigate their emotions in a healthy way. Child. Emotional regulation is the ability to recognize our emotional state, manage our emotions as not to cause harm or hurt to ourselves or others, and it is the ability to respond to our emotional experiences in healthy ways. Dissect that for yourself a little bit later. Talk to your healthcare professional and let them know, look, Stephanie said that this is what emotional regulation is. I need some help. I need a plan. Talk to your therapist, your counselor. They will help you learn how to navigate your emotions in healthy ways as not to cause harm to yourself or to other people. Okay? If you can't say nothing nice about somebody, don't say anything at all. That just came to mind. Because sometimes we get in our feelings, somebody done hurt our feelings, and they didn't mean to. They did not mean to, but we get in our feelings and now we going off on somebody, want to slice somebody up, want to, talk a gossip about them or whatever. Let's learn how to regulate our emotions, how to navigate our emotions in healthy ways as not to cause harm or hurt to ourselves or others. Oh, y'all, I got two more. Oh, three more. Too short. Social connection. We talked about social connections already, or we talked about social health. This is social connections. It's our ability to form and maintain healthy relationships. Let me start again. Our ability to form and maintain healthy relationships is a critical component to social connection. Strong social ties provide support, reduced feelings of isolation, and contribute to a sense of belonging. Oh my goodness, y'all. We all need social connection. We all need to spend time with people. Y'all have heard me say I love being by myself. Oh, I mean, I could just, during the pandemic, child, I loved it. Man, it was just me with my writing, me making plans for Be Free Ministries, just me doing the things that I may not have the time to do because life is so full. I loved it. Did I ever I probably experienced like just like, oh, I need to talk to somebody, something like that. But about 99.2%, I love man. Let me tell you something. I love being by myself. Child, because I ain't got to worry about nobody. I ain't got to worry about you hurting your feelings, navigating your stuff and my stuff too. I really like being by myself. But even as much as I like being by myself, I love social connection as well. I do. I love talking to people. I love engaging with people. I love making people laugh. Y'all, excuse me just a minute. I knew my phone was going to go off. I knew, and I did not turn it down. So I'm so sorry that y'all are hearing my phone. I knew it was going to go off. It's in a whole nother room. It's a close room, but it's another room. And I apologize. But I knew it was going to go off. I knew it. And let me take a sip of water, y'all. And hopefully they won't call back. Hopefully they'll wait for me to call them. Now, if it ring again, I might go get it because it could be an emergency. But other than that, it's okay. All right. So so sometimes I do like to engage with people. And the older that I've gotten, I like to engage with people more. I think because I'm more comfortable with myself and I used to not like social settings, but now I'm okay. Everything's kind of smoothed out because y'all know, even after that pandemic, don't touch me. Like, don't you in my personal space, back up, like stop it. Because folks don't call when they cough and sneeze, they don't cover their cough and sneeze. It's just a mess out here in this world. So just back away. But I'm doing better. I'm doing better. I'm doing better. So I love going to the Performing Arts Center. I love going to community events. Me and my family, we're going to a community event the start of June. Child, I do love engaging and talking because I like to talk. So I can't just talk by myself, right? Just me and Jesus alone. So we all need social connection. So these are some encouragements that I have for you. Join a community group at church. If you attend church or your mosque or wherever you go, join a community group if those are available. Volunteer at a local nonprofit, with a church or another community organization. Get involved with politics if that's your thing, meaning there are in my community, we can join boards like community boards, like for the public library, for the economic development center, for the planning committee. There's certain committees that we can join within our community. I'm pretty sure that's in your community too. So join, so get involved, and you may not say involved in politics. That might just be community well-being. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Get involved, so that you can support your community. If you want to get involved with politics, support a candidate that you know will be best for your community during elections time. That's a way for you to meet people that are like-minded. Y'all can talk about how y'all can together make the community better. And even if your candidate doesn't win, you all can still make a plan to help support the candidate who won, or at least help hold them accountable for their platform, or give them suggestions about how they can make the community better as a whole. Subscribe to a mailing list, one or two or more, that highlights the events that are going on in your community and maybe surrounding communities, so that you can stay abreast about what's happening, like what events are happening, so that you can go. Music festival, summertime. Try to got that. Don't told you about the movie night. Go to the summer movie nights. Music festivals are happening throughout the year, but summer music festivals might be happening. Juneteenth is coming up. Find out what Juneteenth events are happening in your community or surrounding areas. Child, there's always something to do in my area. Let me just tell you, I was talking to a coworker today. Child, we need to get together. What you doing this weekend, girl? I'm going to the yoga festival. Child, I already got plans. We could we have to get together now. I think like it's gonna be 2 or 3 weeks before I can get together with her, because I got some stuff going on the weekends. Find out, like, there's a winery. Y'all have heard me talk about Seven Springs Winery and Vineyard. They have events all the time. So I told my family, I was like, we're gonna get together and go to some events, because I haven't been. I didn't go last year. They haven't been yet this year. I'm gonna plug my computer up. So find out what's happening and go visit. I don't know, barbecue festival, the strawberry festival. We used to have an Isaiah festival back home where I live. I don't even know if they have it anymore. I don't know, child. Just go find something to do. Get your family, get your friends together, and find something to do, child. Get out there and socialize with people. Talk to people. Volunteer at the food pantry, child. You can talk to some people at the food pantry, child. Now, just build a good social connection. Build some community for yourself to keep you socially engaged, to build that social well-being within. Okay, you got 5 minutes. And I do want to talk about resilience and empathy, because I believe that resilience and empathy are key to having good emotional, mental, social, physical, spiritual well-being. Resilience is, and then I'm wrapping up, y'all, for real. Resilience is our capacity to bounce back from difficult experiences, adapt to change, and cope with stress. It is that inner strength that helps us to navigate life's inevitable shifts and changes. Like I said, an unexpected death, like, God forbid, somebody passes away unexpectedly, maybe an accident or whatever the case may be. That's an inevitable part of life, job loss, whatever it might be. You all still help frame on it, but at least you have that inner strength, that inner drive, that inner desire that I will get through this. May take a few weeks, may take a few months, may take a year or two, but I will get through this. Okay. You all have heard me talk about that toy that's weighted at the bottom. You punch it and it bounces right back at you. That's a type of that's resilience. So we should definitely be able to navigate life's, because y'all, tests and trials are gonna come. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how little money you have. Tests and trials of life will come. I know we often think that, people with millions and billions of dollars don't have no problems. They do. They got some kind of problem. They may not have the problems we have, but they got some kind of problems happening. Either way, we all need to be resilient. Last one, empathy. The ability to recognize, respect, and or understand the feelings of others. Child, everybody is going through something. If they're not going through something right now, they just came out of something or they about to go into something. Please, please, please recognize, respect, and understand what others are going through. respect, recognize, and understand show empathy towards people who have lost a loved one, who have lost a job, who's facing a difficult situation. Just be a person of empathy, okay? We must nurture each part of us. We must nurture each part of us. We must nurture each part of us to holistically thrive and to be holistically well. I encourage you to be intentional about your physical, mental, emotional, social well being. Also, your financial and your spiritual well being. Not going to get into that now. I'll add some links because we already talked about that. But be intentional about being healthy physically, healthy mentally, healthy emotionally, healthy socially. Okay. I do have just 9 things, a guidance for us. I'm going to hit them quick because I've already talked about it. Keep your regular doctor's appointments, and I talked about that. Keep your 2 a year dental visits. I already talked about that. Keep your once a year eye exam. I done talked about that. Unless you're supposed to go more regularly for your dental checkups or your eye exams, just keep the normal appointments. If it is recommended for you to go to counseling or therapy, do that. I want to give you the distinction between the two. Counseling is the person that you go to, or if it's like a group counseling session, you go there to talk about your problems, your feelings, and your thoughts, and you receive advice or counsel on how to best navigate those problems, feelings, and thoughts in healthy ways. Therapy is what we receive when we it's a treatment, okay? Therapy is when one receives treatment to relieve traumas, emotional distress, and or mental health concerns. And there could be some other things as well, but those are the 3 that I'm highlighting tonight. Therapy is when you receive treatment for those things, okay? So that's the difference between the two. Now, if you want something, though, those are my definitions. If you want something more scientific or specific, you can look it up for yourselves. But those are my definitions of the distinction between counseling and therapy. Counseling is like talking through some things. Therapy is actually treatment for what you are navigating through, treatment for some of the, again, the traumas and the mental illness and different things that we're going through. Okay. Last few things: get out of your space and explore. Be kind, be empathetic, be peaceful and at peace. Be at peace within yourself and be peaceful. Take peace with you wherever you go. The Bible says, as much as lies within us, live peaceably with all men. Child, take peace and be at peace. Very last thing, be grateful. Child, let me tell you, be grateful. Be thankful for what you have. I know it may not be what you want. I know you may think you should be at a different place in life right now. Just keep striving, keep moving forward, and be thankful for what you have right now. Roof over your head, food to eat, a family that loves you, friends that love you, clothes on your back, car and the ability to pay for the car insurance and the registration and all that involved. Be thankful for what you have. I believe that being kind, being empathetic, being peaceful and at peace, and being grateful can solve at least half the world's problems. If we have some grateful people, some empathetic people, some kind people, some peaceful people, we might be able to solve half the world's problems. Let me just say that's just how I feel about it. That's my stance on it, and I'm going to stick with it. Praise the Lord. I'm done, y'all. I want to say thank you so much for joining the Stephanie Humphrey channel and the Stephanie Humphrey podcast. It has been a blessing to share this information with you. I know it was a lot. If you have to go back and listen again to take more notes, I should have told you to get your notepad at the beginning, but I forgot. But the broadcast is here. The podcast is here. You can listen, tap in at any time. Share this episode with your family, with your friends, with your coworkers, even your enemies. Share this information with you. It is not comprehensive. It's just a foundation to get us started. You can always do more research. You can always talk to your healthcare professional. You can always talk to your counselor and or your therapist, to get more detailed information. I am not an expert in this area, but I know enough with the education and the training that I do have in mindfulness and social emotional facilitation and yoga. I have the training for that, the certification and the master's degree for that. So I have some good information and enough experience and knowledge base, but I am not a licensed therapist or counselor, or a healthcare professional. So if you need that support, please give that support. Last invitation that I have for you is to invite you to Be Well Connection. It is a nonprofit that I lead. We do have weekly classes that can support you in your mental health, your emotional health, as well as your physical and spiritual health. So I'm going to put the link here. You can go on and you can go on the site and you can see there's some things that the Lord has been talking to me about, and so I'll do that. Now we are wherever I go with all peoples. Our theme is to educate, encourage, and empower all people to holistically thrive. So we do not discriminate against anybody. I'm just telling you that God gives me guidance and direction for everything that I do. And He gives me ideas and strategies and witty and ideas. He just gives it all to me to help the community. It's all to help the community. We don't talk about Jesus. If you want Jesus, we can give you Jesus, but that's not our purpose. So, okay, so go on our website, check us out. And if you feel so inclined, you are welcome to join our offerings. They are free. We'll soon be taking donations, but everything is absolutely free. So, thank you all for joining. I appreciate your time, and let us know how we can support you. Be blessed. And I also wanted to let y'all know that Uncle Darnell is one of the executive board members for Be Well Connection. So he and I and another friend of mine, Miss Deidre Lee, we all work together to lead Be Well Connection. And I feel like we have some good programming that we're offering. Everybody is welcome to take advantage of what we're offering. Right now, all of our classes are online so that everybody from everywhere can join in. I'm hoping to do some in-person sessions, maybe starting in 2027 when my life is not as full. But right now, all of our classes are virtually. We love to have you join us. All right, y'all, have a great night. Thank you for sticking with me. And I will see you all next Thursday. Yeah, I do not know if I'm going to do Bible study next Thursday because in the state of North Carolina, there are some things that are happening. And I might end up talking about that next Thursday instead of Bible study, or potentially in addition to Bible study. I'm actually putting a website together now so that I can let my family know and all North Carolinians know these amendments that they're trying to slip in on the ballot for November. I'm just trying to get everybody informed. So instead of doing Bible study next Thursday, I might focus in on this. I'm gonna pray and see what God says. Either way, we'll be on next Thursday at 6:15. Next Thursday will be our last 6:15, okay? And then we'll go back to 6:30. All right, y'all, let me go so I can rest my throat. Y'all take care. I love you all. Y'all take care and have a blessed night. Bye-bye.